And the other thing that happens in this movie, that when I read the script, it was sort of not totally apparent, but we go into the future, which is amazing. So I thought, wow, this is my chance to almost get some cool sci-fi-ish sets in there. And Perry Blake, who's done all my movies, production designer, he was one of the people that said, Frank, you gotta do this movie because we're gonna get to create these amazing worlds.
It's a comedy, but I think that there's a certain universal sort of storytelling that goes deeper. And I think that, you know, my job is a small part of trying to set up this this world and this future world that then allow us to go into it and sort of follow Adam's character and not be too alienated as we go into the future.
You want a friend?
Yeah, I'll be your friend, baby. I'll be your friend. I'll be your friend.
Whoa!
So the Bed Bath & Beyond was really a cool thing. We found a location that we liked because it was very sort of monolithic and alone, the way that the building sort of stood there, and we were kind of glow it and make it sort of feel like, you know, kind of otherworldly in a way. And he goes in, and then it's very normal in there, and, you know, all those things that you were used to seeing, the bath items and the beds and all the, you know, comforters and all that. And then there's this door, and then you see the sign Beyond kind of glowing there. We open the door, and I looks down, and he sees sparks, and very mysterious, and he walks down, and Morty's singing this song. And finally he gets down in this room, and it's a really kind of strange, like a little workroom, but there's things that are really old, and Morty's got these weird glasses we designed that are kind of like they flip up, and you can see his eyes, and he looks really weird.
Something stinks, like stale French fries.
Then Morty takes him back into way beyond. It's just like this warehouse that kind of goes on forever. And there's this big steel, you know, cabinet that he opens up, and there's the remote way up high, and it's sort of glowing, sort of mysteriously. We just wanted to sort of take you further deeper into the bowels of, you know, Beyond.
Wow. Where's the box? Does it come with directions?
Not necessary. Just point. Click.
I think what was interesting about this movie is that we go into the future, and we also have little flashbacks to the past. So when we started, we had to have Michael's house, which is really a large part of the movie. And the way that we sort of conceived of the house is that the house was, he's an architect, so he bought kind of a cool, like, 50s house, but it was probably decorated in the 70s. His idea was that eventually he would sort of redo it, and he'd have this really cool house. But since he's a workaholic and he never actually does anything at his home, the house never actually gets any better until he leaves, and then his wife, Donna, kind of cleans out all the stuff that's in there and kind of like redoes it, and you can see, wow, this really was a cool house.
Look how big you got. You're enormous. Look who's talking, Captain Twinkie of the SS Fat Ass. It's really good for my self-esteem. Maybe if you would take me like to Pilates like you said you would, people wouldn't think I was Rosie O'Donnell.
Come on, I love you! Bring me back to Twinkies!
We really contrast his new life to his old life. When you go to Michael's apartment, it's like, you know, slick and shiny, and it's all very unnatural. It's very angular and pointy and sharp.
This is the Manhattan apartment of Michael Newman. He's an architect, so he had to have a really cool place. But yeah, we thought it would be fun to have him have the ultimate swinging pad. This is what he gives up. It's the family, or it's this. And we have in here a lovely bathroom with views of Manhattan, an infinity bathtub. And I just want you guys to know that when the movie's over, I'm going to have all this delivered to my house here in LA. And I'm going to ship it to New York, and I'm going to live there in this. Hope you like it.
We specifically made it wintertime where you could see, it just felt like it was cold and blue, and it's not like a place you come and chill out. And then he gets in his car and he goes back to his home. Here's his family, here's his kid. It's warm and it's happy, but he's not part of it anymore. And here's this other guy, you know, the Speedo guy, and, you know, he's there now. So he sort of feels like he's a fish out of water, because he's still a regular guy. He's still this kind of regular, normal guy, but then he finds himself, you know, every time he fast forwards, he's either in this crazy, like, modern apartment. Next time he goes forward, he's like in the hospital, and it's kind of like trippy, weird, you know, hospital room in the future. And he's always sort of surprised. Even in the end, when he comes to the wedding, it's very ethereal and colorful and beautiful, and it's almost heavenly, because he asks to be fast forward to a good time, a good place. So he comes there, and of course, he doesn't even realize it's his own son's wedding. It is sort of almost foretelling of the fact that he's going to die soon, because at the wedding he has a heart attack.
Normally you make a comedy and there's not all these elements to this degree, and this is just a huge movie in every aspect, and the production design is a really fun part of it for me.